Hello, colors. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We begin with Frankie de Jong, as Barcelona superstar Frankie de Jong will not return to action until November ending. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that manager Xavi led a serious team talk in Barcelona training after El Clasico defeat. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In what could be a big blow for FC Barcelona, key midfielder Frankie de Jong is unlikely to return from injury until the end of November, according to Tony Juan Marti of Sport. De Jong has been out of action since late September when he sustained an ankle injury during the first half of the game against Celta Vigo. There had been hope that the 26-year-old midfielder could return against Real Madrid last weekend, but Barca decided against taking any risk as he felt discomfort. The Netherlands star was also absent from today's squad list for the away game against Real Sociedad. Now, Sports Tony Juan Marti is claiming that apart from not being available for tomorrow's trip to the Anoeta, Frankie de Jong will miss a few more matches in the coming weeks. It is claimed that Barca do not wish to take any risk with the Dutchman's recovery as he is still feeling some discomfort in the injured area. As such, the former AFC Ajax midfielder will now miss the upcoming matches against Shakhtar Donetsk and Deportivo Alaves. The idea is for the Netherlands international to make his return after the international break when Barcelona take on Rayo Vallecano on November 25. So what did Xavi say recently about that? Speaking about De Jong's condition earlier today in his press conference, Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez admitted that the midfielder was still feeling some discomfort. He said it depends on his feelings. Pedri has a good feeling, but Frankie hasn't yet. He has tried, but he is in pain, said Xavi of the Dutchman's condition. Injuries are going well. Calm down. 30% of the questions are about injuries. Frankie has a bad feeling. It hurts, Xavi added. When he picked up the injury, initial reports had suggested that De Jong would be out until mid-November. However, the player tried to speed up his recovery in lieu of the important matches, but as things stand, he will remain sidelined until the last week of November. This should come as a big blow, of course, considering how important Frankie has been for us when fit and available. And of course, we just have to wait till the end of this month because there were a lot of reports saying that he might return against Real Sociedad tomorrow. But earlier today, when the official squad list came out, we did not see Frankie de Jong's name on that list. And of course, it came as a blow. Xavi further confirming that in his earlier press conference today. And of course, we just have to, just have to wait. Frankie de Jong has been a key player. When he's available, when he's in the pitch, we see his impact. The midfield is more fluid. I mean, the absence of both Pedri and Frankie has really harmed us. Because when we look at the Clasico, for instance, last weekend, we lacked some creativity. And I bet you if those two midfielders were there, I don't think Barca could have lost that game. As well as some other, clueless draws we have been having, like the one against Mallorca, the one against Granada away from home. Games that on paper were supposed to win quite easily, but, um, yeah, let's not say we're just trying to look for excuses, but let's just be honest, guys. Some of these are key players who have been out injured. Had it been they were available, it could have been far easier for us to at least grab some points. But it is what it is. We are not the only team suffering injuries. Of course, many people say injuries should not be taken as an excuse, but of course, it is part of the game. So for Frankie de Jong's situation, it doesn't look good at all. Hopefully he makes it in time. As I said, it was earlier expected that he will be available in the game against Sociedad, or at most in a game against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League that we play this coming Tuesday. But from all indications, it has been confirmed by the Barca medical staff that Frankie de Jong's absence will be missed. Of course, he won't be available till the end of September, probably after the international break, where we are going to be facing Rayo Vallecano on the 25th of this month, November 2023. Then on to the second story of discussion. On Wednesday, when the Barcelona players returned to training after 2 well-deserved off days, manager Xavi led the change or the charge of the team talk that revolved around the El Clasico defeat against Madrid, and also the words said by Gundogan after the game, according to Mundo Deportivo. In the meeting, Xavi emphasized both the positives and the negative aspects of the performance. For instance, he praised their dominance during the first half of the game and the numerous scoring opportunities that the team created. However, he also acknowledged the shortcomings, particularly the lack of control in the final stretch of the match, which allowed Madrid opportunities to score. For what it is worth, meetings like these are not as rare as they may appear, as they frequently occur after every game, following a thorough review by the technical staff. Mundo Deportivo also reports that Gundogan used this opportunity to address the discussion, providing his colleagues with a reasonable explanation. His words, spoken after the game, had not overly troubled the group in the first place, as everyone perceived them as the typical response from a natural winner like Gundogan. However, the midfielder felt compelled to provide some clarifications. The midfielder clarified that this frustration he has was not directed at any individual and was solely as a result of the team's brutal defeats. Eventually, the team, along with the manager, analyzed the game, noting the team's errors, particularly in their offensive execution during the initial phase of the match. Following the discussion, a common sentiment came out among those in attendance, suggesting that the players walked out of the room with a sense of togetherness. This incident involved Gundogan has been blown out of proportion for no reason whatsoever. Earlier, we reported that Gundogan had earlier cleared the air with his teammate, and even his spouse had clarified that the couple is facing no problems in Barcelona, as mentioned in the media recently. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.